Hi everyone, it's Mark here. I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. We're 180,000 strong now around the world across our 8 arts and culture groups on LinkedIn. I don't get to meet everyone, as you can imagine, but my days are a little bit like a world tour on Zoom. But this is closer to home because I'm in the UK and Regine has joined me and she's in London. Regine, thank you so much for joining me today to do this.
Oh, thank you for having me, Mark. It's a real pleasure. Thank you so much.
And thank you also for being one of our full members. As a community, we're entirely member funded so that we don't have any sponsors or advertisers or grant making bodies telling us what to do. So it's very much appreciated. So we're going to have some fun today. I'm going to create your fantasy cultural year from the answers to some easy questions to which there are no wrong answers, which is great. It's a lovely way of pulling out anecdotes, preferences, and a little bit about you that we might not otherwise learn. So that's the plan. But before I do that, I wonder if you'd be kind enough to say hello to everybody and tell us a little bit about you and your life in music, and where you're based.
Yeah. My name is Regine Garnier, and I live actually in the UK, precisely Southeast London. And I'm a singer, songwriter, and actress as well. Um, I um, I write songs, but my real pleasure is to create, really to create, to write song and also to perform. I really like to perform, um, and it's really good pleasure for me to do that. I was born and raised in the Caribbean, precisely Guadeloupe, which is a small island where you can, you feel my French accent. And I've been doing music since a young age, since I was about 11 years old. I always loved music, listened to music at home, and um, and I gradually get really passionate about singing and listening to my favorite artist. And once I left my country, I reached in the UK. That's where I started really meeting a lot of different people from the music producers and singers and passion grow. And yeah, and today I've done a lot of like different shows, and I really like singing. I really do.
That's fantastic. Thank you. You've got a great YouTube channel. I found that earlier.
Thank you.
Wherever this appears, we'll put links to the work you're doing on it. So
Thank
thank you for that introduction. That's great. Now let's have some fun. The first question I'm going to ask you is to place you somewhere in the world. Okay. But for the purposes of our fantasy cultural year,
you.
I'm I have a magic wand and a time machine at my disposal. So we can go back in time and we can make anything happen for this
Yeah.
wonderful year. Okay. So to place you in the world, I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite building?
My favorite building, since I'm in London, I would say yes, my favorite building in London is the South Bank. The reason why I said South Bank, it's because, you know, you can go there at any time. It's always like a lot of people. People are joyful. There's a river. And also, I go there sometimes to write, and I find it a very peaceful place. And the surrounding, it's always a restaurant. It's a great place, and also they have some great shows over there as well, which is really nice. I really like
Yeah, I love it. I love that walk over Hungerford Bridge
it.
from
Yes.
Embankment Tube Station down onto the terrace in front of the Royal Festival Hall.
Yeah,
Um,
Waterloo, London Bridge, it's yeah.
yeah, I'm a percussionist by training. I've played in the Royal Festival Hall many
Oh
times,
wow,
and
wow.
I organised a music festival at the Purcell Rooms as well, which is the smaller venue there. And we've got the gallery there as well. What's it called? Is it the Haymarket? And then there's the theatre as well, isn't there, as well?
Yes.
So it's a wonderful spot.
Yes, it's
Um,
really, really beautiful, really beautiful. And also the reason that I discover really South Bank really well. I was going there sometimes, but I shot a music video as well, called
Mm,
Amazing, and because I love roller skates, right? So yeah, so
fantastic.
I got the spot there where there are different people who are doing roller skate and who filmed. It was really beautiful, really, really.
Yeah, they have the Undercroft there as well, which is the skateboard park.
Yeah.
I used to skate there in the 70s. I used to go there as a
Oh.
kid. It was great. Love it. Okay, so for the benefit of people who don't know it, I'm just going to show everybody it. Where are we? Royal Festival Hall. Here it is. I'm going to show some images of it so people can. Oh no, I've done it in the wrong place. Hold on. Royal Festival. Let's see if we can find it. And we can show everybody the Undercroft. Let's see if that works. Oh, everything's gone really slow for some reason. I will come back to that in a moment. Okay, so I'd like you to imagine then you're sitting on the terrace in front of the Royal Festival Hall.
Yes.
It's a June afternoon, it's 6 o'clock.
Mhm.
It's sunny and it's warm, and you're going to a concert. And you're waiting for some friends and you're sitting there and there's a drink on the side on the table next to you in the
Mhm.
sunshine. What drink would we find there?
Oh, I can show you a drink right now. It's my cup
Please.
of tea, yeah. Yeah, I love tea and water. I don't really drink fizzy drink, but I love tea, especially ginger and lemon. I love it.
Oh, ginger and
It's
lemon
very
tea.
refreshing. Yeah.
So we've got two things. We start with these four things. So we've got the terrace of the Royal Festival Hall in the sunshine with the cup of
Lemon.
ginger and lemon tea. Lovely. Now there's a book on the table next to you, Regine. What do we find there?
What book? Um, what book? Um, what book? I've been reading a few books, but I think the one that would make sense right now would be Feel the Fear and Do It by
Ooh,
Susan Jeffers. And it's a magnificent book. Like, I really loved it. It's so powerful, empowering, and you get a few advice in it, and it's really good. If you want to, stay in the positive zone, then yeah, I would say this book. This,
love it.
I've
Feel the
not
fear and
finished,
do
but
it. Feel the
yes.
fear and do it anyway.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
excellent. And finally, for our first four things, you've got headphones in while you're waiting for your friends. What's playing?
Uh, Headphones, what's playing? Usher, Let It Burn.
Oh, see, everybody chooses four different things. It's lovely and it sums you up. So we're on the terrace at the festival hall on the South Bank in the sunshine at 6 o'clock on a June evening with a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, a cup of beautiful ginger and lemon tea with Usher in your ears. There we go. Now you're feeling quite pleased with yourself because you've just come from a meeting in the festival hall and with a wealthy London-based family foundation, okay, who love supporting singer-songwriters. They also love to find talent all over the world. Okay. So they'd like to hire you for a year. Okay. It's a very big fee. It's first class all the way. They'd like you to explore the world and find and work with and record with and write with singer-songwriters from different societies around the world.
Mhm,
Okay. You can write together and then you record together. They're going to send a film crew with you, a TV crew as well.
mhm,
There'll be a book deal in it. Um, and when you get back, you do a TED talk on your experiences with some of the people who you discovered and worked with.
mhm.
And there's also a global university lecture tour afterwards. Okay. Does that sound like fun?
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah.
Very fun, yes.
All your personal and professional admin is sorted out by an assistant. Friends and family can come visit you during the year. All you have to do is to decide where you want to start in any city, anywhere in the world. Where would you love to go first?
Oh, I have a soft spot for Africa. So
Mm,
I would say that I would go to Africa, somewhere between maybe Nigeria, Ghana. I would go to, yeah,
okay,
those, those.
I've got to show you. I've got to show you something. One of our members, I saw him. Let me see if I can find it. Uh, let's see. Um, Here he is. I'm going to show you a picture by one of our members. Um, uh, there we go. Boo, boo, boo. This is a Ghanaian artist. He's Ghanaian. He's Ghanaian and Danish, and he produced this. And this is a photograph of his girlfriend. And the gold bit is the African bit is gold.
Wow, this is beautiful.
Isn't it lovely? And
Beautiful.
the symbols on her body are all they all have a meaning. I thought it was just great.
Oh,
Um, his fantasy year was to go around the world and create these for every country.
wow, this is very beautiful.
Yeah, it's Alvin. I can't remember his surname. I'll send it to you, but I thought you might like that. There we
Yeah,
go.
this is actually very beautiful.
It is lovely, really lovely. Excellent. Okay. So the you've chosen to go to Africa. So is it what's the capital of Ghana? Is it Abuja?
Accra and Nigeria
Accra.
is, yeah, and Nigeria is Lagos.
Yes, right. So let's go to Accra so you can meet Alvin, right? Um, so
Okay.
you get on the plane, you're turned left on the plane because you're traveling first class. The
Mhm,
steward brings you a steaming hot cup of ginger and lemon tea
mhm,
and a note from the Family Foundation who have a little musical challenge for you.
mhm.
They would like you to limit your musical listening to one specific genre or music,
Wow.
piece type of music for 12 months.
Mhm.
If you had to choose one, what would you choose?
One genre of music?
Yeah, one type of music only.
That's quite difficult because I'm very versatile and
I found this very difficult.
but I would say it maybe since we are in Africa, maybe I would
Mm.
say Afrobeat.
Afrobeat, what a great
Yes.
choice. That's fantastic. I love it. Excellent. Now, excuse me.
Mhm,
You get to Accra,
mhm.
and Alvin and some of his friends meet you, and they show you to a beautiful apartment overlooking the city. And is Accra on the coast? I can't remember. Not sure. But if it is, you get a sea view. And they say, right, settle in, unpack. We're going to take you out to a dance performance, and then we're going to take you out to dinner with some singer-songwriters in Accra. Now, this is where the magic wand comes in because I can put any dance-based performance in front of you. It can be any dancers, living or not, any group, any style. It doesn't have to be Ghanaian culture. So, what 2 hour music performance can I put in on the stage in front of you?
Music performance. Wow.
Sorry, dance performance.
Yeah,
Dance.
dance
Yeah.
performance. I would say, yes, I would just say Afro dancers.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah,
that.
they dance some, yeah, they can, yeah.
So there's
Afro.
well, it just so happens that while you're there in Accra, there is an Afrobeat dance festival. So you've got best seat in the house for that.
Mhm.
Now, what about dinner? You can choose the cuisine.
Yes.
What food would you like to
Oh,
eat?
okay. So I would choose the jollof rice. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I would choose the jollof rice and the stew beef.
stewed beef with Jennifer fries. Love it. Excellent. Now we're going to buzz again to a different city from Accra. Anywhere in the world. Where would you like to go next?
Um, Next, let's say my country, Guadeloupe,
Okay, let's go to
the
Guadeloupe.
Caribbean. Yes.
Yes, wonderful place. I've been there. It's lovely. Now it's sport day in Guadeloupe. And I can put with my magic wand, I can put any sporting event in front of you
Mhm.
because we had breakdancing in the Olympics last year. We have dressage, synchronized swimming. some sport is clearly performance art. So what sport would you love to watch for a couple of hours?
Athletic.
Athletics. You know, I've never been.
Oh.
I've always wanted to. There's something going on all the time, isn't there? You sit there. Let's, okay, so the World Athletic Championships are in Guadeloupe,
Yeah.
and you are in the VIP box.
Mhm.
Okay, excellent. Let's buzz again. Where are we going next from Guadeloupe?
From Guadeloupe, uh, let's go to Nigeria then.
Okay,
Oh, we missed this
Nigeria.
one earlier, so let's go there.
Yeah. So we're in Nigeria would be Lagos. Okay.
Lagos, yes.
Now, in Lagos, they have, in our fantasy world, they have a new digitally enhanced art gallery,
Mhm.
and you can put a set of virtual reality glasses on, like the kids do when the games, and you can step into the work of a famous artist. It
Oh,
becomes three-dimensional. It's 360 degrees. You can walk around in this piece of work and see in 3 dimensions what the artist could only show us in two. Which famous artist's work would you like to step into in those circumstances?
um, I would say David Hockney.
David Hockney,
Yeah,
yes.
which is UK pen, very famous.
Yeah.
And this is his art is has been sold, I think 90 millions.
Yeah, millions and millions.
Yes, it was very, and he's quite popular, but I like his work.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really like his
fantastic.
work. Yeah, so
Great
I would
choice.
say him.
Okay, wonderful choice. Now we're going to buzz again. I'm going to bring you to London. Okay,
Mhm.
so you and I are going out in London together.
Yeah.
We're going to go out every night of the week, and we're going to do something different every night. On Monday, we're going back in time to a pop concert or a rock concert.
Mhm.
We have a time machine. On Tuesday, we're going to the theatre. On Wednesday, we're going to a West End or Broadway musical.
Mhm.
On Thursday, we're going to the opera. And on Friday, we're going to the cinema. Okay. In fact, we're going to the South Bank so that we can go to the IMAX at Waterloo
Okay,
Bridge.
no problem.
Now, between us, we can decide what we see. So for Monday, is there a concert, a musical performance or concert that you went to that you would love to go back in time to and experience again?
A concert. Um, I would say I went to Usher's concert. I'm a big fan of him anyway, but
Yeah.
it was really, really fantastic. And I wouldn't mind going again and watch him because, he's a really great performer, really, really good performer and a great singer as well. So yeah, that would be really, really good to go back.
Great.
Yeah.
Great choice.
Yeah.
I've not seen him live, so that would be great.
He's brilliant, brilliant, really brilliant.
Now we're in London, so we've got the Globe Theatre for Tuesday if we want to go to some Shakespeare, or you can choose a different theatre play if you like. But what would you like to see?
Probably one play that I always wanted to watch, but I didn't get a chance to do so was The Lion King.
Oh,
The Lion King, yeah.
well,
This
that's
is something I really would have liked to watch, but yeah, I didn't.
okay. I love that. I took my granddaughter to see the film Mufasa recently, so
Oh.
she loved it. Well, that's a clever choice because you've done Wednesday and Thursday because no, you've done Tuesday and Wednesday because that's a musical as well as a theatre play. Excellent. And what about opera? Are you an opera fan, Regine?
Um, well, I can't say that I am a fan, but I can listen to it, but I'm not a real fan of opera. No.
So we might go to the Royal Opera House in Covent Garden for La Bohème by Puccini.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I
Okay.
love opera because opera's got it all. It's got singing, it's got dancing, it's got acting, it's got music, and it's got art. So I love it. Excellent. And at the IMAX, what we're going to see at the IMAX? What movie would you like to
What
watch?
movie we're gonna watch? One movie really like. caught my eyes. That was a movie, an old movie though.
Hmm.
I know it. I think it was in the 1994 thing. They say that it was like, and it's called Gattaca with Julie.
Gattaca, yeah, yeah.
So I really enjoy this movie, you know, the whole thing of, you know, kind of discrimination about, you know, his disability and everything. It was really something that I enjoy watching. Yeah.
That's a great choice. I've done nearly 300 of these and nobody has chosen that movie before. So
Oh, I'm
great.
the first one.
You are the first one. It's fantastic. Excellent. Now I'm about to send you off around the world to complete this wonderful fantasy cultural year. But before I do, I'm giving you a lunch in London, and we've found this wonderful restaurant that serves the beef stew and the what was the chips? Fries.
Um,
Do you know fries?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
this
Okay.
one.
Now you can you can invite one person to join you.
Yeah.
Okay. It can be anyone you like, living or not. So it
Mhm.
can be a historical person or it can be
Yeah.
somebody famous or not. And they
Just
will
one. Just
just
one.
one.
Okay.
Just one.
Um,
And they will come.
and they will come. I would say Anita Baker.
Oh, what a lovely choice.
Yes,
She'll sing to you as well.
yes. I really love Anita Baker, yeah.
Now, in a slight twist to that question,
Mhm.
and I presume you love Anita Baker, um, who do you think she would invite?
Um, Probably Aretha Franklin, probably.
Yeah, that's a lunch. That's a proper lunch. You three. I want to be there,
I think with both of them, that would be wow.
wouldn't
Fantastic.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really
Get,
good.
get them singing duets or all three of you singing. That would be amazing. There you go, Regine. That's your fantasy cultural year. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, yes, it was really fun. Thank you so much for that, Mark. It was really
It's
fun.
it was great. You did a great job. Thank you so much. We all feel as though we've got to know you a lot better now. So wherever this appears, there'll be biography about you and links to your YouTube channel and your music. But thanks again for being such a good sport and doing this. And thank you so much for being one of our full members. It's very much appreciated. Thank you so much, Regine.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for having me. And I have fun. Thank you.